The Phalanx have taken over Forbidden Valley, a helicopter has landed, and the final touches are going into place into Forbidden Valley for the 16th of March. So join me one last time as we take a look at all of the latest Nemesis updates. It's one last time. Yes, this is the final Nemesis update. I can't believe that, you know, like a year and a bit later, Nemesis is going to open in 6 days' time, or it's probably already open by the time you're watching this, knowing my uploads, but yeah. It's opening. Like, this is the last update. I'm going to cover all of these updates in this video, and then that will be it until opening day when that vlog comes out and we see Nemesis in its full form opening, getting a first ride on it, getting a review in. But yeah, this is the final updates of Forbidden Valley, so we'll get straight into it. We've got the Phalanx have taken over in Forbidden Valley. As you can see here, a lot of the buildings have been painted up with the let me do that again. M1X sort of branding that we see at Nemesis Subterra, for example. That's been painted on the side. I think that's the refresh and refill station, I believe, there. So they painted that all black and then put the M1X logo on it along with the Phalanx logo, some blue stripes there, which looks very nice. I like this kind of detailing because before it was just a black building, a black warehouse, as to say. But it's nice to see they've thrown on some Phalanx buildings, sort of incorporated it into the Phalanx theme, which is great to see. Hopefully some more buildings like this building that you can see in the foreground can also get some of that black treatment and also some of the Phalanx detailing on there as well, because that building has just been left. So maybe in the future we can see that being painted up. But I think this is going to be a reoccurring theme, if I'm honest. It's not going to be finished by opening day. I mean, as you'll see in this video, there's still a lot of work to be done in Forbidden Valley, and I just don't think it's feasible at all for it to all be ready for the 16th of March, which is fine, of course. As the season continues, I'm sure by summertime that this will all be done and we'll see like the full result of Nemesis. But not really, because we've still got Galactica. I believe that's still going to get some work done potentially in the next few years. So this is kind of the first step of Forbidden Valley, if you want to think of it a bit like that. But moving on to the Nemesis shop, that also looks to be finished completion. If you kind of zoom in to the window there, you can see that there is some work going on the inside, getting that merchandise in, getting the shelves. I'm sure there's loads of work going on in there. And Alton Towers have revealed recently they've got some brilliant Nemesis Reborn merch. So of course, very, very, very excited for that. And yeah, the shop actually looks really nice. I really like the details on there. You've got like a prison bar thing on it as well, which it just goes with the theme, doesn't it? Like almost like it's a protection cell from Nemesis, kind of like that. But yeah, it does look really nice and fills up the space there as well, because otherwise without the shop it just kind of be an empty area, especially without Funkenfly. They're also finishing off the queue line, which is great to see. You can see here they've got some fences up there with a jagged spike to the top. Could this be the Nemesis teeth? I don't know. I'll leave that up to you. But it's nice to see they've got a fence there, because if they didn't have this fence here, you'd be able to see to the car park and it'll kind of ruin the immersion of Nemesis going around. So it's nice that they've got this like perimeter fence going around to kind of block your view from the main car park itself, which is very nice, but kind of defeats the point because as you see in this photo, there's none there. So there you go. But what's the point of having it somewhere and then not having it in the other place? But I don't really care. I'll look to the car park if I want to. But there's also a Nemesis sort of cannon or gun, or no, it's kind of like a tank, isn't it, really? You've got a Nemesis tank in the queue line as well, which looks like it can kind of extend. I'm not too sure whether this is going to be an animatronic or just a prop. I think it looks to be just a prop, but it would be very cool if it like could extend its gun and retract it and stuff like that. But anyway, it's a nice piece of theming that they've got in the queue line as well. Something else to look at, because this queue line is very long for Nemesis, and as you know, they've extended it all, and of course with an extension of a queue line you do need some theming, because otherwise you're just going to go around some trees. So it's nice to see they've incorporated some theming into the new queue line for Nemesis. Moving over to the wider Forbidden Valley area then, and the theming towards the top end of Forbidden Valley by Nemesis Subterra is coming along very, very well. A helicopter has landed, so we finally know what those solar panel looking things are for. It's like a helipad for this helicopter, which I actually really like. Now I know a lot of people online have been saying, oh, the Nemesis gun was such a unique piece of theming, which I get, but this just looks very nice, doesn't it? I think it looks very modern with Forbidden Valley, especially with Nemesis Subterra being next door, which is kind of like a modern facility, as to say, but with a helicopter next to it, I think it kind of makes more sense than the Nemesis cannon. That's just me personally. You can have your own thoughts, but I kind of like the helicopter, and if those blades on top spin, that will just top it off. That would be amazing. But yeah, hopefully they can get those spinning. It looks like it's got some cargo on the back of it as well in that shipping container. Hopefully they could have like something pouring out of that shipping container. That would be very nice. But yeah, a nice theming piece there to replace the cannon. Could we see maybe the cannon go elsewhere in Forbidden Valley? I'm not too sure. It was getting very old. I think unfortunately, we may have seen that being scrapped, unfortunately, but there we go. And anyway, next door, you've got the Edge Arcade, which is coming along very, very well. Now, interestingly, this is quite a big building for an arcade. I mean, to be honest, it's a bit of a shame that it's going to waste with an arcade. You could potentially have something else in there. I'm not too sure what, but a nice restaurant in there. But we're probably going to be seeing it go into an arcade. But it does look really nice, actually. It looks like it's not going to be finished for opening day. The roof's gone in and the side panels have gone in, but there's no walls. And of course, once they've even got the walls open, they're going to have to do the interior as well. So that's probably not going to be open by opening day. And also around this area as well, you can see, well, very briefly, because these are very blurry pictures, but there's some sort of veins on the rock as well. And here's a close-up of these veins that Alton Towers released. And yeah, it looks like these have been placed all around Forbidden Valley. You can kind of see it on all of the rocks surrounding the helicopter, which looks very nice. I like it because the rocks, they were nice, but they've sort of enhanced the rocks by putting veins on them, or tentacles rather. These look really nice, and hopefully they're dashed all across Forbidden Valley. That would be really nice to see. But yeah, just these smaller details that do make quite a big difference to the area. And I do really like the helicopter, especially if it will spin. That will just completely top it off as well. The blade, and it's actually got some work done. For the first time in like ever, it's got some sort of design on the supports. Look, you've got like this yellow sort of caution tape thing going around it and going up the support, which looks great. I really like it. I mean, before it was just a sort of grey pillar, so it's great to see that it's got some sort of detailing going on. And I think that's the thing that Alton Towers are really focusing on with Forbidden Valley, is just going the extra detail to make sure that it does look great. And you know, it's not just acceptable, but it actually looks really nice. Like the Phalanx building, the Nemesis Reborn shop looks really nice, and I just love the details that Alton Towers are going to. And I think that's highlighted even more with the tentacles going on all of the rocks. They just look great. And Forbidden Valley is going to look great when it opens, but it's going to look even better later in the season when it's kind of all completed and getting to that final stages. We're not going to see the final product on opening day. We're going to see the final products of the Nemesis rollercoaster, but not the whole area surrounding it. So it's going to be an interesting project, and as we keep going to Alton Towers, I'm sure we're going to be seeing loads of different changes, some small changes, some big changes around Forbidden Valley as it develops and gets to the final stages of its working. But moving over to a much less loved coaster, sorry Galactica, but that's also testing, getting ready for opening day. And here you can see a closer look at some of the jet washing that's happened. It does look very nice, and I appreciate that they've jet washed it. Hopefully in the future we can maybe get a repaint on there, because it's still looking a little bit dull. In terms of its baby blue colour, not as strong as it used to be when it opened. But yeah, at least they've jet washed it. They've done something to it, ready for Nemesis Reborn opening. But there we go. That is pretty much all of the Nemesis Reborn updates before its opening in, I was going to say next year then. It's literally in a week's time, the 16th of March, Nemesis Reborn. This is the final update. It's been an absolute pleasure covering this roller coaster. It really has been, since its closing and my last final ride on it, covering up to all the way to the start of 2024. It's just been great, and I can't wait to be there on opening day, seeing the final product, getting in the queue line, seeing what the station looks like. I think that's probably the most exciting point for me, looking what they've done with that station. There's been a lot of rumours, and they'll finally either be confirmed or denied on the 16th of March as we see what the station looks like. Fingers crossed it's not just a tin shed and we've been hyping it up for no reason. But yeah, it's going to look great. Forbidden Valley, Alton Towers opening day, 10 AM till 8 PM. It's a sold out day. It's going to be packed. The atmosphere is going to be great, and we're all going to be getting on Nemesis Reborn. But until then, I'll see you on opening day. And yeah, that's all, folks. See you in the next one.